Hollywood. Oh my god, that's annoying. As a spectator, I cannot get out of the spawn. Oh dear. So again, let's focus on the picks. We're not going to see any melty style 6 Winstons having a round table. It looks like both teams are going for the now pseudo-standard 2-2-2, although we do see a Symmetra coming out from Volatile. I think that's a pick that he's done before as well, and he has sort of favoured it before. I'm very curious to see if Symmetra does make her way into pro-level play. My friend Sophidia will be very happy to see that, as Saf is a Symmetra main, quote-unquote. Will play Symmetra any chance he gets, though he is trying to learn Mercy, bless his heart. But it looks like, from the attacking team, fairly standard. Lucio, Mercy, with D.Va, Reinhardt as the tanks. D.Va very good on this map. She can get through these large open spaces, especially in the first area just outside this door. It's a very large open space, and D.Va can rocket through that very efficiently. And we are seeing Reinhardt, again, he's just almost standard pick now. Strongest barrier. Easy for the team to push behind. Crom, once again, favouring the Tracer. I would follow Crom on my F1 camera if I could. But again, I don't want to interfere with the other guy's perspective too much. Funnily enough, the defending team, again, I'm curious to see where Symmetra set up her nest as the team is pushing out. Symmetra, I'm actually surprised that she isn't picked more, especially if you damage amp her. She is going to be very useful for getting through this Reinhardt barrier and stopping this kind of clumped pushing. I think you could use her very effectively to actually break some of that apart. I'm also surprised that you don't see Junkrat more. I'd be curious to see why that happens. Maybe you could ask some of these guys why Junkrat isn't seen more to try and break up some of these clumped pushes that we're seeing, as I think he could be very effective there. Crom, getting to the backline, is going for that Mercy. He's capping the point as well. They've got to pull back a little bit. Someone has to go and deal with that. Hopefully the McCree will probably be best at that if he can land that flashbang. Reinhardt does sound like a whiff charge. Ruster dealing some damage. Someone's got to get him off from that other Reinhardt. The barrier does not stop the rocket hammer going through. Now Zarya, forced back on her own. She can... No, she's just going to go down to Ruster, and it looks like a fast cap for the attacking team on this first point. It's going to be hard now for the defenders to go get through. They've got to wait for that Reinhardt to come back and stall that time. Oh my god, Lucio ult was denied for a split second, but he doesn't manage to get the kill. Doesn't manage to stop that critical ult. If he could have done that, this would have been easier to hold. Teleporter does go up, but it's a bit too little too late, as I think the attacking team have this. Reinhardt knocked back a bit, is caught on his own, and here's the next Reinhardt charge, does pick him off. Reinhardt on Reinhardt action, this is such an important matchup. In future, I'm so curious to see how the meta develops with Reinhardt players. Knowing when to charge, knowing when to fire strike is going to be so crucial for that long-term future of the game. Zarya absorbing some damage, getting some extra damage back out there. As a Zarya player myself, I am very curious to see how well that Zarya does. Reaper trying to sneak into the back line. Excellent for tank busting. Excellent if he can get in there, but is forced to move back. He can't win that one-on-one versus D.Va, especially if she's full health. I can't actually check that on my own at the moment, however. But I assume that she is, as this Mercy is doing an excellent job, and they have Lucio and a payload healing them all up. Again, we've seen the Reinhardt front lines. Although one Reinhardt doesn't have his barrier up, there is enough spam coming through to force that barrier up. To force that barrier to start taking damage. Reaper is in the back lines, however. They have to be a little bit careful here. He doesn't quite have his ultimate, but he is doing damage. Does manage to pick off that Tracer. There is a McCree ult as well, as Puppey gets stuck. Is knocked out of that mech, and this is very dangerous now for D.Va. She can't fight Reinhardt in close quarters. Zarya chases it down, but is actually picked off by that really powerful blaster. It's one of the highest DPS weapons in the game, funnily enough, if you did not know that. And oh my god, D.Va just exploded. My lord. Crom, oh my god, does land the bomb on Mercy. That's a really difficult plant to do. That's a hell of a turn, as this should trigger a push from the attacking team. Mercy's down. They've got to go now. I'm expecting to see the Lucio ult, and here it comes. Let's break it down as both teams push forward. Ruster with an excellent ult. Earthshadow does pick off the defensive Reinhardt, and now they slowly move forward. Symmetra has set up her nest back here. She is sort of stopping this flank, but unfortunately it's not really doing much elsewhere, and she's caught by McCree and picked off immediately. This sentry nest here, not doing too much. The payload's over here, love. You've got to fight around that. And I do love the fact that the payload talks. Sorry, I'm a sucker for details. Crom and McCree going around in the back. They could do a lot of work here on this tight-knit little clump. Does force Zarya's barriers out. She is stuck right now. Volatile getting chased down and is picked up by D.Va and Tracer. Does come out this side door and get picked up immediately. And there's a Tracer bomb as well, taking down the Reinhardt on the defending team. McCree in the back line, but he's not going to stop them pushing this payload. The team is ready in there. There's no threat from the other side, so Reinhardt can just focus on defending this side. And there you go, to the second checkpoint immediately. Mercy stuck out on her own. She's got to find someone to get to. There is Vonethil back on Lucio, but not enough to get them out. And down goes Mercy. Vonethil now forced onto the retreat. And it is high noon. Can he pick anyone off? He is actually really doing a good job of suppressing this entire corridor. That ult doesn't need to kill anyone, it just needs to slow them down. Any progress on the payload is good progress. And again we see Reinhardt, Lucio and Mercy all healing up here. All good to go. Reinhardt ult is ready to go on the defending team. Let's see if he can land it and pick off some of the crucial backline on this team. Is it time for Hammer Down? It's time for Hammer Down! And the fire at will. This is huge. They could get a lot of damage on this one. There's McCree down. Lucio does manage to get his ult off, however. It does sound like Mercy actually managed to get her ult off with the recent change so that it does fire off at the beginning of the cast, not at the end anymore. As Mercy will get a seeing to in the future, I'm sure. Reinhardt does whiff the charge. This does lock him into the enemy team, but no one's actually there to finish him off. He could do some good damage here. Does manage to take out the offensive Reinhardt. This should buy his team some time as they don't have that strong front line. They do have Puppey on D.Va, hoping to stop some of this projectile spam perhaps. And with McCree there, this Farah is actually in a lot of danger. McCree is an excellent pick against Farah. Really easy to sniper out of the sky at mid-range, especially with a Mercy damage amp on you. And Crom, again, doing just such an excellent job on Tracer. I think Crom is my MVP so far of the series. We do see another McCree ult as the Tumbleweed does work out, and Cruz in the backline on McCree. This is actually so dangerous now as it's so hard to get around here and actually finish on their defend. Bulletstorm doing a good job leaping in. Vonethil and Zarya on the point. The fire ult doesn't actually manage to scoop anyone up, I think, but does manage to buy some time. They might have just picked off the Lucio. Mei is now swapped onto the point. This is a good swap on the defending team. She's just very good for buying time on that point, contesting the objective. And as the team wants to clump up, Mei will see some effect here. Reinhardt does actually whiff the charge, gets a bit too eager. Crom, does he have his ult? No, he doesn't. But he's taking up 4 people's attention right now. 4 people are all over here. And they're not contesting the point. And it's almost there, it's so close now. Just area there, and there's the next McCree ult. You did cancel the previous one, so it only was 50%, but there's an excellent Mei wall. That might have actually stopped the damage and saved the team. It looks like the defenders will hold out just a little bit longer. Just Puppey and Cruz left, and I don't think Cruz is long for this world, and I think Puppey's going to follow soon after. Nope, he's going to jet away. It does get blocked off by Mei, though, that wall. That was beautiful, and now D.Va is out of her mech, stuck on her own, and will probably get cleaned up nice and easy. Okay. 4 minutes on the clock. I think the offensive team might still be able to eat this one out if they can land the good Reinhardt charge, if Tracer gets her pulse bomb on the right target, and she's definitely going to be looking for it. She's going for the Mercy. Does manage to get her, however. That was a bit of a blunder by Malk. Did actually Guardian Angel towards the bomb, didn't quite see where it landed, and is picked off. This is the signal now for the team to attack. What ults do they have? Puppey is firing off his ult. This is actually so dangerous for pushing, but we do see an excellent use of Ice Block there. It will contest the objective and keep them safe from the D.Va ult. I'm actually surprised that we don't see more Reapers and Meis doing exactly this. This is a very nice adaptation to the D.Va zoning. There's the fire at will. Ruster on his own is caught in it. He might get picked off, but not quite. And it looks like just Mei left on the point, and it was cleaned up as Lucio fires off his ult and keeps the team tanky. This should be a smooth walk-in now, but oh my god, Mercy ult, and now they're contesting the objective. This Mei is going to be so critical. They've just got to stay on the point. Don't move away from the point. Whatever you do, for the love of God, stay on it. And the attacking team do still have Earth Shadow, but Reinhardt is down. It looks like they just managed to eke it out for another couple of seconds. Oh my god. They're actually going to hold here. Crom just has that Mercy on her own. That's bad times for Mercy, let me tell you. Doing such good work with this Tracer. This is insanely good Tracer play. I'm super happy and super impressed by how well Crom is doing. Puppey and McCree now looking to get some pressure out from this side. Crom going to join them, hopefully pick up some health. Maybe he does have another pulse bomb, good to go. Can he put that on Mercy is the big question. Mei managing to cut people off onto this side. They can't retreat further, and oh my god, the Tracer nearly frozen. And there's the bomb on Mercy. Oh my god, another one. I think that's 3 bombs killing Mercy now. Reinhardt does whiff his charge. This is huge. There's the fire ult, but it looks like a little bit of anti-synergy as Mei does block it. Mei has to try and ice block on the point. Does manage to get the Blizzard out as well. This is huge. Blizzard is so powerful on the point. Incredibly difficult to push through. Lucio is picked off, made into a statue and taken down. I think he was just punched to death by Vonethil there. As the defenders now run out of spawn, doesn't manage to land the charge onto Tracer. That's going to be very difficult to do at the best of times. But the Reinhardt on Reinhardt charge, this is so dangerous. Ruster and Aspire, and Aspire does whiff the Earth Shatter. That's going to be down for a good minute and a half probably, as they wait for the next push, but it looks like they bought time. That said, Bombagus does have res up and ready to go. There is also a High Noon ready to go, and he has fired it off, but he's just going to take it right to the face, and yeah, Aspire just put his barrier up right in McCree's face. He's not going to do anything with that. Russ's ult is now good to go and ready to fire. It looks like they did actually manage to pick off the Reinhardt on the defending team with that pulse bomb. That said, Zarya has fired off her ultimate as we try and swing around to where the fight is taking a weird turn and is now in here. Oh my god, the ultimate from Lucio was cancelled by the offensive Reinhardt there with Earthshatter. That was very nicely done. They've got to take this May out. She's buying the team so much time. There's the Blizzard. And this is so hard to push into. Reinhardt can use this barrier to actually protect people from the freeze effect. And there's no one currently on the point, but there's Vonethil. He's back and he's fired off his sound barrier and he's going to keep the team alive. Excellent! Excellent ult from Aspire there, but there is the D.Va ult. Will it pick anyone off? Zarya's still alive, but no one's on the point. Vonethil just launching onto it, buying time. May's back as well. She's going to buy the team even more time with that wall, and she's going to be able to contest it. Bubblestorm with an excellent use of that barrage, but Puppy does manage to catch about half of it with the defense matrix. Reinhardt again charging, doesn't manage to catch anyone with that, however, he's now locked into the enemy team. There are 3 people on the point, and they're not going to be able to knock people off it, but there's an excellent Earth Shatter. Just picking up the Reinhardt. Reinhardt's just going to swing that hammer, and that's it! They do manage to clean up and take the first map. Let's see the time.
Play of the game.
Oh Jesus, that ult won them the game because now he just swings and takes out all the defenders. So are we going to see any interesting changes from the team? And I actually have full independence now on the camera, so I can do whatever I want with it. So I'm probably going to be playing around with it a little bit more, trying to get more first person out of it. I'm going to use the camera to hopefully escape from this hellish prison. No, I can't quite do that. Can I just do it like this? As we listen to some of Lucio's sick beats.
Hey, check this out.
Hello? Anyone out there?
I'll enjoy the quiet while it lasts.
Okay, and here we go. Don't know why the hell I'm on Lucio at the moment. Let's swap to someone more interesting. Let's actually have a look at what Bubblestorm is doing. And he's already looking for that flank, trying to break through the front line. Now this is an interesting thing when you go into first person view, the colours do change around a bit and it is kind of awkward, I do believe. And he's actually managed to run straight through. He has managed to dodge the flashbang as well. I'm surprised he wasn't picked up immediately with that and does manage to take out that McCree. As I can't see people's names anymore, that's slightly awkward and slightly annoying. And now I'm moving back into third person. Of course, the third person camera is exactly where I left it before. And it looks like most of the defenders have actually been taken down already. They're going to really struggle to defend from this point, as Vonethil is doing some healing. There's no ults up on either side at the moment. And the defenders have to just run back and try and brute force it. It looks like they're not even going to bother. I think they're just going to sit up for the payload push. Try and pick off who they can. Bubblestorm running forward. Does get caught. And there is the charge into charge. Reaper can hopefully do some tank busting here. Do some damage as Crom is now on Reaper. And then we see the Tracer bomb does pick off the Mercy again. That's a really hard bomb to land in my opinion, so that does take some skill. And we do see Widowmaker get up and behind in position. Can she pick off some targets? Let's have a look in first person for Widow. Doesn't quite land the shot onto May. It's forced back. She's going to try and catch people as they come out of the spawn. There's a shot on... Ah, can't quite hit the Mercy. Did she land the shot? She does land one shot, doesn't quite land the second. Does manage to pick her off with a spray of assault rifle fire. Excellent clean up there. As we go back to third person view mode, it looks like they're trying to focus their efforts around this choke point, try and clean up the team before they can regroup on the defending side. Whilst about 3 people push the payload. It's a very efficient way of doing it. Lucio and Reinhardt especially good at pushing the payload. Very strong healing aura as well out of Lucio. While on the payload does stack with the payload healing aura, I think is what I'm trying to say in a very roundabout way. Do you see Reinhardt charge? It does miss the first charge. And counter charge immediately. I think Aspire is stuck on his own now. He's turned into a statue, but doesn't quite get picked up thanks to that Lucio ult. Lucio ult fighting on both sides. Zarya ult now going down straight onto Lucio. He is picked up. Excellent use of Earthshatter out by Ruster there. Reaper ult fired off on top. Wasn't quite needed at that point, and the res does now counter a lot of that momentum, but the blizzard does last long enough. Oh my god, both Reinhardts did charge into each other. One was stunned, one was not. Not quite sure one didn't get stunned there. And it looks like the offensive team are pushing forward once again. They're basically up. Vainless. Is that Venulous? Vainless? I think it's Vainless. If it's Vainless, there wouldn't be an E in the middle. You silly man. He's forced to run back to the rest of his team. Is now, we do see a swap to Genji now. Can't exactly remember what the Genji was beforehand. It's an interesting change as Aspire does manage to fire another Shadow straight through there, and May blocking off the pathway. Crom in the backlines once again has gone back to Tracer, away from Reaper. Doing some damage, being a pain in the ass in their backline. And why is Mercy chasing down Tracer? That's bold. Vonethil, you lunatic. Doing some good damage. That blaster does about 20 damage a shot, and melee attacks do 50. Doesn't take too much to finish Tracer off, and oh my god. Genji picking up an easy kill on the backline there, did take out the Widowmaker, has also now taken out the Mercy. He's looking for a third kill. Can reset, can do a lot of damage back there. He is quite strong out there on his own. There's a Blizzard. Zarya ult, oh my god, everything is kicking off here. No damage, however, onto the team caught into the Zarya ult, as they do start coming out the spawn just in this corner here. So fighting out here is very dangerous for the defending team. The attackers will respawn and come out so much faster. But it looks like they're still buying more time. Bubble Storm trying to do some damage, trying to get rid of this Lucio. Lucio versus Tracer is actually a very difficult matchup for the Tracer. You've got to be so good at landing all your hits. The bomb does go off, but it doesn't stick, so it doesn't quite finish anyone off. Bubble Storm now forced back, has to keep her distance from that May. May can't really kill Tracer, but Tracer can't afford to engage the May is the big problem here. Aspire now going to cut out. Frozen is knocked around as a statue, does get bounced around thanks to that Lucio knockback. Does fire off an excellent Earthshatter and does manage to pick off one target. Does take out the May, but doesn't quite take out the critical Lucio, so he does manage to get his ultimate off. Does buy more defensive power for the defending team as Mercy picks everyone back up, but she is caught on her own against this Tracer. Bulletstorm doing such a good job in that backline. She does reunite with the team. She's got to be communicating to a team the threat from behind. Someone has to deal with that right now. Genji would actually be quite good. You damage amp Genji, his charge will deal so much damage to the Tracer. It becomes so risky. That said, Genji is still doing work in this backline, but Tracer does land a bomb. The thing is, Genji's looping around back here. The enemy team isn't coming from back there. It's coming from over here. You've got to be so careful when doing that. Crom doing work in the backline, leaping around, being the huge pain in the ass that he's becoming known for in this single series. I'm so much enjoying. I'm so happy to be here, rambling over it incessantly, wearing my voice out. As oh my god, that was a beautiful little shot. Widowmaker now does have the ult out. Let's go to Widowmaker's first-person view and see if she can pick anyone else. Genji, he doesn't know, he doesn't realize he's actually poking his head out. He's doing some excellent peeking there. Doesn't quite get taken out there. There's the fire at will. Can anyone capitalize? Damage onto the Reinhardt there. More damage onto the Reinhardt. They can't quite pick him off though. Does finally go down, but Cruz in from behind. He does take her out with the Dragon Blade. And here we see the defensive team with the Lucio sound barrier up and running. They don't have any other ults, however, to help capitalize on this push, but I don't think they need them. Crom, so much danger, manages to dodge the fire strike, does go into Mercy's waiting arms, but Bulletstorm is there, and here we're going to see a Tracer versus Tracer battle. Aspire caught out of position, doesn't quite land the charge, so he is going to get stuck here. Got to be so careful. May's going to have a really hard time freezing Zarya. Freeze Spray does not go through the barriers, and there's a whiffed Tracer up there. This is the really hard part about Tracer. You've got to land those bombs. If you don't land the bombs, it's so easy to dodge. And there's the Zarya ult for the offensive team. Is she going to have enough damage to take people out? Not quite. Mercy just too strong healing on the Lucio. And of course, May never dies. Defending team does have Earthshatter good to go, good and ready. The attacking team does not have any ultimates up at the moment. We're going to wait and see. They're going to try and build them up, get them ready to go. Lucio does fire off his ult a touch early in my opinion. Maybe he was afraid of dying to the Tracer and just decided to fire it off. Otherwise his downfall could signal the start of an offensive. That said, no one's there to help finish her off. Cruz has to try and land this charge. If you can land the charge, it's so much damage on the Tracer. It's 1/3 of her health, and he does manage to land the blades. Does manage to pick her off. And we can see Widow and Tracer. What are you looking at? And Widowmaker does go down. That's how that battle actually goes. Screw the cutscene. Not quite how it actually works out. Again, looks like Genji picked up with a quick kill, and here's a speed boosted team just pushing out so far. They've shoved this attacking team back so incredibly far. The payload is rolling back all this while. However, the two tanks are now getting up and near it. May has managed to pick up the Zarya. Should go down in mere moments, and Aspire out on his own as a Reinhardt. Not going to be able to take out the entire team. Bubble Storm does manage to miss the pulse bomb, but does lure the Mei out. She does get picked out as I slowly pull the camera back. And Lucio now, they're just going to trade blows, trade spam damage. Zarya does have her ultimate good to go on the attacking team. Lucio has sound barrier all ready, so they're just going to wait for a pick, hopefully, and probably that's going to signal the next push. Looks like they are going to try and take some ground, get up to this choke point here, and wait and see. That said, the defending team is all good to go. Tracer's ready, sound barrier is ready, and there's the Blizzard. Blizzard going out into the backline, and this is danger time now. Again, Zarya just stuck on her own, frozen in place, and this is the power of Mei. When the team clumps, Blizzard is just so powerful. Mercy now stuck on her own, is picked up by Crom, and now Crom is free to do what he wants, but it does catch the flashbang. McCree there doing so much work. McCree's such a strong pick. I'm so happy to see that he's still around, even after the nerf he was given to his insane sniper range. Again, Mei dealing damage. There's a fire strike coming through. It doesn't manage to catch anyone as both teams trade blows, but I'm trying to find a good camera angle here to capture all the action as it unfolds. Reinhardt soaking damage with the barrier. They do have another Blizzard all good and ready to go by the looks of things. Nope, almost good and ready to go. As they do have the payload slowly moving forward, they have managed to push the Reinhardt back. His barrier is looking very near dead, and it is high noon. It is in the back in the middle, but there is the Mei ult. The Mei wall, sorry, and that does stop the high noon. It looks like high noon was cancelled, not fired, so it will be back up very soon. There's the offensive sound barrier. Defensive sound barrier doesn't land. Lucio got knocked into the sky, doesn't manage to hit the ground, and that's when the ultimate actually fires. There's the Blizzard, however. This is going to stop the offensive in their tracks, but the offensive team is dead, so this might just roll all the way into the point. It's just Crom left, and he's not going to be able to contest it on his own. Nope, he dies and pings straight into the payload. Really nice use of Mei there. Really impressed by that. That was beautiful.
Play of the game.
And play of the game, is it going to be Earthshatter and charge? Earthshatter. Swing. Nope. Earthshatter get frozen. Oh, I love it. Play of the game almost always on a Reinhardt.